Hey, Jalen, thanks for taking the time today. We'll get started here with Rob Kestner and then John McMullen.
Jalen, how you doing? Really, two
Doing well.
questions. One, Doug mentioned when we were asking him about the pre-snap false start penalties. The issue may be with your cadence and your basically how loud you are. Is that something that you've noticed, and is that something you can correct?
Yeah, anything that anything that goes wrong, offensively, I take ownership for it. So it's something that I have to do better. We've been communicating with it. Obviously, a different voice back there for some of the guys offensively. So it's just something that we're working on.
John McMullen and then Martin Frank.
Hey, Jalen. We're talking to Doug, as Rob mentioned this morning. You said at least there were a few times maybe you left the pocket a little bit too early against Dallas. Just curious if you agree with that, number one, and what are the teaching points that he and press have tried to impart to you when it comes to that?
Yeah, I hadn't heard from that from a coaching standpoint, but um, overall execution is something that I'm always about, and whether that's trusting the timing of a receiver running his route at a certain time, trusting the time an offensive line is going to give me to execute and do my job, all of those things, us working together, them expecting me to be at a certain point within the pocket, all of those things, we talk about those things and we try and get those things right. So whether it's me and my presence or just it's something we're working on, all of it, we're working on everything.
Martin and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Jalen. As you're about to make your fourth straight start, and obviously Carson is sat out for four straight. I know you're obviously not Carson, but can you go back to when you were at Alabama and you were sitting behind Tua, what were you able to learn at that point, and how much did that help you when you did get another chance to play? Thanks.
And I think every opportunity is an opportunity to learn, and I don't take them for granted. I kind of talked about the last two losses we've had, and those being opportunities to learn. Granted, nobody, I hate to lose, but, being optimistic about it, you learn from those things. I learn from everybody on this team in different ways because we have so many different personalities, different point of views, just on how people view the game of football. So I'm all ears to all those things, and that's how I handle those situations.
Jeff McLean and then Nick Fierro.
Jalen, just to clarify, you said that Doug hadn't gone over with you which plays you may have left the pocket early.
No.
Can you hear me?
No.
No. And is that if it's not him, then is it Press Taylor? And then when you guys go through plays, does he say, "Okay, you should have done this. You should have made this read as opposed to leaving too early"? Does he say that specifically to you?
My coaches, they just coach me. I trust them on whatever it is to coach me and do their jobs just like they trust me to do mine. So we communicate on those things, we chalk it up, and we move forward.
Nick and then John Clark.
Hi, Jalen. I want to ask you about just losing in general. I mean, how do you handle that? I only counted 5 losses in your whole college career. And, now you have 2 in a row. You've been a part of more losses this year with the Eagles than you have been in your whole career. How do you keep your head about what's about you there?
Yeah, it's about attitude and mentality. Having the right attitude and mentality. Keeping your head down and seeing it all through, knowing that you're always the master of your own fate, going out there and just playing, controlling what you can. So I just try and, live by those things. In the face of adversity, it's about how you respond to it. And, some things come with time, but my head's down, and I'm just trying to work and win. Everything is about winning.
John and then Les.
Hey, Jalen, when you've been starting, you guys have been very successful scoring points in the first half, but not as successful scoring points in the second half. Are defenses changing things up And if so, what do you learn from that going forward?
I think that's a matter of our consistency within our execution, going out there and doing it consistently, having the right type of focus consistently throughout the game. Everybody being locked in, talk about these different penalties we've had, and all of them have been self-imposed, self-inflicted wounds. A lot of this stuff is stuff that we can control, and that's why I harp on it being an opportunity for us to all learn from it. You got to learn from it. It means nothing if you don't learn from it. And I pride myself on learning from any any experience, whether it be good or bad. So I think that's the mentality we have moving forward, and that's what we're gonna do.
We have time for two more, so we'll go Les and then Zach.
Hey, Jalen. What do you think you've shown Doug and the coaches during this time that you've been the starting quarterback going into the offseason? What do you think they know about you now that they didn't know before?
I'm not sure. That's a question you have to ask them. For me,
that they would know about you.
I can tell you how I feel about it. I can tell you that I'm about winning. I play this game to win, and that's that. So we got another opportunity. This week to do that. So my head's down, our head's down, and we're trying to get that done.
Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Jalen, speaking of that opportunity, this is the last time you'll play this season. So this is the kind of the last film you'll put out there of how you're doing. What's left for you to prove this year, you think?
You go out there and win. Within all of this stuff, I'll always be my biggest critic. I always have had a standard for myself and the things that I do. And I think the mentality that what we're trying to do, we just want to end it off on a high note. I'm not sure what anybody else has said, but that's that's what my head is. End it off the right way. Have some pride. Have some pride. Go out there and play this game. Have some passion. Show some passion. Go out there and let it hang. Let it hang. Go out there and play, and let's get it done.
Thanks for the time, Jalen.
Thank you.